Hello students, hope you all are doing well. So in this session we will discuss a sample C++ program, that how to create a sample C++ program, or you can say it is a first C++ program. So first of all we have to write include IOStream. Okay, so this is the first statement that we have to write. So basically this is, you can say this is the preprocessor directive. Okay, and this preprocessor directive is telling the compiler. Okay, so this preprocessor directive is basically invoked by the compiler, and it is telling the compiler to include the IOStream header file in the program before compilation. So this is very much required because this IOStream contains all the declarations, okay, for the particular objects that we have to include in our program, okay, that will be available to our program. So all the standard objects will be included in our program. The next line or the next statement is, you can say it is using this, you have to remember, using namespace std, using namespace std. So this namespace concept will discuss in the subsequent classes, in later classes. So I'll just tell you that what is this using namespace std, okay, concept. Std is basically the standard header. Okay, this is the standard header which is introduced by, okay, ANSI C++, and it defines the scope of identifiers which are used in the program. Okay, so this std is the namespace where all the C++ standard libraries are defined. So if we want to use, okay, certain elements, then we have to include, we have to use this standard namespace in our program. Okay, without this standard namespace it will result in an error. So this line you have to include whenever you are just creating the programs. Okay, this u is small. The next important line, okay, it is the main. So main, as you know, okay, this is the entry point for a program. So the return type of main is here int. It means that it will return certain integer value to the operating system, and main is a function. Okay, and there is nothing inside this parenthesis. So main is basically an entry point of the program, and its return type is integer. It means it is returning some value to the operating system. Curly braces. Okay, so this is the opening brace, and what we have to do, we have to just, you can say we have to just write our business logic. Okay, so our business logic will be just present in this block. So this is a block, okay, this is a block in which we will just write our business logic, all the logic pertaining to a program. But this is a first program, so we are more interested in printing a message. Okay, so we'll just print a message, a user defined message. So before printing a message, we have to just, okay, look upon some terminologies. That is, we have to use C out. Okay, so this C is small here. We have to use C out. This is the operator. Okay, this operator, double less than operator, and inside this we will just write this is our first C++, okay, program, followed by a semicolon. Okay, so this semicolon will just tell that our program has been terminated. Okay, so it tells the compiler that there is no further statement that has to be scanned upon. Okay, so this is the last statement, and after this you have to, okay, after this you have to ignore all the statements. So we'll just understand that what is the significance or what is the meaning of this particular line. So this cout, okay, this cout, this is, you can say, this cout is, here is, it is an object. Okay, it is an object, or you can say it is a predefined, okay, this is a predefined object. Okay, likewise you have just created the program in C. So to print a particular message you write printf. So there printf is a function, okay, that is present in the standard library, okay, in the standard libraries that the preprocessor directive includes by using the header file stdio.h, that is standard input output, okay, header. But here we have to write cout, it means standard console output. Cout is standard console output. So this is a predefined object in C++. The operator, okay, after this cout, this operator is known as insertion operator. Okay, this is known as insertion operator, because we are inserting certain values, okay, after this insertion operator that will be made available to this particular predefined object that is known as cout, and this cout will just print that particular value or that particular message to the output screen to which it is connected. Okay, so this is very important line. This line contains a predefined object cout, and this cout, this predefined object that is cout, this predefined object is an element of this particular standard namespace. Okay, so it is present, it is, you can say, it is defined in this namespace, that is the standard namespace of C++. So the definition part is in this standard namespace. So that's why we have to include this standard namespace each time in our program when we are creating the C++ program. Else it will result in an error that cout is not recognized. It will result in a syntax error. Okay. So here you can say, okay, you can just see that what is happening. We are just printing a particular message to the standard console output. So after that, as we have written int main, it means this integer, this main will return certain value to the operating system. So what we have to write, we have to just write, okay, after this cout we have to write return 0. So this return 0 will be the statement return, okay, 0. So return 0 means it is returning certain value to the operating system, and this return 0 here means that return 0 means that the program has successfully terminated. Okay, this is the meaning of return 0. The program has successfully terminated. So after return 0 there is a semicolon. So this return 0 means that once our program has successfully completed, so we'll write this return 0, but this return 0 is not a mandatory statement that we have to write. Okay, this statement is not mandatory. Compiler implicitly, okay, implicitly puts a 0, okay, signifying that the program has successfully completed. Okay, so implicitly this operation is done by the compiler, so there is no need to write this particular return 0 statement. Okay, because it is returning a 0 value to the operating system, indicating that the program has been successfully compiled, but this particular thing is not mandatory. This task will be, okay, automatically, okay, done by the compiler itself. It is an implicit operation by the compiler. So again we'll just recall that what we have done. Okay, we have just used hash include iostream. So we'll not pronounce this particular thing as hash. This is a preprocessor directive. Okay, so a preprocessor directive, this preprocessor directive, or you can say it is a directive that is telling the compiler to include the standard, okay, header, that is the input output stream. Okay, this input output stream contains the input output operation that has to be included in our program. Okay, so this is the main, okay, logic or the main explanation of this particular program. Okay, so we'll just, okay, again we'll just see that how this particular program is working when we just compile this particular program in our you can say editor, in our editor. If I write include iostream, okay, there is no .h because in the newer version of C++, okay, in the older C++, we have seen that we have to include .h when we are just working with turbo or the bolded compilers. Then it was mandatory to write the extension .h, but in the new conventions there is no need to write a .h extension after a header file. Okay, it is automatically done by the compiler using, okay, so this is the important step that you have to remember, using namespace. Okay, namespace std, all small, and a semicolon. After that you have to write int main, that is the starting point, and this is the starting brace, that is the in which we are writing the business logic, or this is the block. Okay, so the starting braces and the ending braces, this constitute a block. So if I write, for example, if I write cout, okay, hi, okay, hi C++, if I write this, inserting a new line, okay, like in C, what you do is you just use a \n. Okay, a backslash n is used, that is to insert a new line character. So in C++ also, okay, you can use the \n, or you can also use, okay, you can also use cout endl. Okay, so this endl is end of line. So what we are doing basically, okay, we are just using, okay, we are just inserting a new line character after our particular string message. Okay, so this can also be done, and it can also be, okay, if I want to insert some other message, so it can also be done as, okay, so I can also do, okay, I can also do this type of thing. You can say if I want to write again a message, so I can also do like this. Okay, again insertion operator, okay, endl, okay, this is endl, and after this endl again I can write hello. Okay, so this can also be done. It means that we are just inserting multiple strings or multiple variables in a single statement, and this is known as cascading of operators. So this is a cascading means in a single line. Okay, this is cascading. So what we have to do when we are doing cascading, then we have to just write these insertion operator again and again, and after these insertion operators we have to insert either our message or the variable or the new line operator. So this you have to remember, that this particular thing can also be done in C++. So we'll just see that how this, the working of this small frame of program or small fragment is being done in an editor, and the editor that we are using, okay, you are all familiar with, that is the code blocks. Okay, so I hope you all have done your coding, okay, of C in this code blocks, and I'll just, okay, show you that how to install the code blocks in your system. So you have to install the code block, okay, in your system that contains the compiler, that is the mingw. So you have to install the code block with mingw, code block that contains mingw. So it will include, okay, that GCC compiler. So the GCC compiler will be included when you will just install this code block with mingw. So I will just show you in the next lecture that how you can do this, and we'll just see that how this program is executed, okay, in the